myself. So, okay, we thought we had it all figured out, but welcome everybody to the Monday night call. Just a real, we always start out with a little bit of housekeeping. We're going to get right into this thing here. Now, those of you who are figuring out Zoom, of course, we have our Tuesday morning Zoom call tomorrow morning. It will be with Lindsay Walters. And then just want to remind everybody about October the 19th, Super Saturday Training in Houston, Texas. You can Facebook Messenger pay Tracy Wyatt $18 per person, and you can get more of the information on OTG website. And then Team Elite University on November the 13th through the 16th. Right now, the key is just working getting your airfare, your airline tickets. And if you need to know the times of that, you can talk to your upline executive or let me know, and I can tell you when you need to come in and fly out. Okay, so this is pretty darn exciting. Maureen and I have been friends with Eileen and Ashley for 30 years, and we've had so much fun working together, doing great things, and we have been comparing notes, talking, meeting over the phone, probably on every 4 to 6 weeks for the last 2.5 years, and more recently, it's been. It seems like it's been every week, and even more recently, it seems like it's been every other day. We just have so many things in common that we're doing. I should say, Eileen and Maureen and Ted and I started almost the exact same month 30 years ago. And so we've been on so many trips together, and we just love them so much. And over the last 2.5+ years, we've paralleled each other in the business as we have focused on the toothpaste. And a lot of people have gone other directions, but we pretty much stayed the course. So what we want to do here is what Ashley had me do with her team on Tuesday night. Her and Eileen asked if they could use me and have me join them for a call to share with their team what we're doing to help their team to understand. Yeah, we got some some double talking. I don't know if that's coming from you, Maureen, or not. But anyway, let's see if we can keep going. We'd like to have a clear line. So anyway, she asked me if I would get on a call and talk to their people about what's going on and what they're doing, and I said for sure I would. I'd do anything for those two, but I was quick to say, well, okay, I'll be glad to do, but you got to do me one favor, and you got to be on our call Monday night. They were so willing and quick to respond. What I want to do before we get started, I just want to give a little bit of a backdrop, and all of you have heard their names, but often they don't get much of their story told, and I'll let them tell more of their story. But Eileen, as I mentioned, we both started at both the Williams and the Kroner started in 1990. But get this, she was lapis until 2003. Now, who stays in after that? I don't know, but she's an amazing lady. So 1990 to 2003, she's a lapis executive. And then finally, and I remember at the time, I remember what it was all about. I remember her talking to me about it, that she made a decision, to break through, and then she becomes a team elite 3 years later. She has also been named Women Entrepreneur of the Year. I'm still trying to figure out how I can get in that contest. 2018, she hits 4-star platinum, which is the highest level you can get. She's just been recognized as a 10 million earner. She's married to this wonderful man, Ted, for 37 years. She has 3 kids and now 3 grandkids. And then before that, she was head of human resources for several technology companies in San Diego. And I remember her saying this forever. She wanted to have it all. She wanted to be successful in business, but she also wanted to be a great mom. And she has succeeded in both of those, because you can just tell once you meet Ashley and hear her and talk to her that her mom did a pretty good job. So she started in 2006 after she graduated from college. She studied sports broadcasting. She's married to a really nice guy, Doug, for 4 years, has 2 children. I remember this. She had gotten up to Ruby and fell down to executive in February of 2017 and decides to start in the social media business. She became a Blue Diamond in November 2017. So get this, she gets to Ruby, falls down to executive, starts social media in February, and then by November she's a Blue Diamond. Like, get out of town, girl. She's helped 5 people reach Blue Diamond. Now that is to me the true sign of being a successful leader, is that not only can you become a Blue Diamond, but you can help others. She had 24 team members in the Ireland. You know, we had 12, she had 24, so she just continues to humble me on what I have to do to get better. And then she was Woman Entrepreneur of the Year in 2018. I got to figure out how to get in this club. I've never had that ever. So I wanted Maureen to come in and just, you know, she has known both of these beautiful ladies for all these years. So Maureen, why don't you share a little bit about your past and present with the Williams ladies.
The Williams girls. My, how amazing. First of all, hello, team. Hello, Ashley. Hello, Eileen, wherever you are. I don't see you yet. But hi, team. This is such a great evening. What a great call this is going to be. This is my first time on Zoom, and I wasn't prepared. I wasn't thinking I was going to be on video, but I don't like to see that little stupid person in my block here. So here I am. Ashley and Eileen, thank you so much for being on our call tonight and sharing everything that you're going to share with our special team. We both have amazing teams, and a lot of it is due to the closeness that we have. We all use, and we just want to grow together because we have for 30 years, not you, Ashley, but it's been so fun to watch you grow up and be just like your mama. What a great mother-daughter team this is. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Power-packed with energy. You two are like energy bombs on stage and on videos, and it's electrifying, and it's just something that really stirs us all, as Bud likes to say. Let's do some stirring presentations, and you too know how to do it. So thank you for being on this call tonight, inspiring us all. I know that our team has already learned so much from you and grown so much in their business, their teams. They have notes that they have taken from you too that they quote all the time. So we are so grateful that you two are going to share with us tonight, and just for the friendship that we have, and for just our teams kind of gelling together. So thanks so much for being on the call.
Thank you, Maureen. So what I want to do here is I want to have them do the same thing they asked me to do, and that is tell us how this whole social media started. And I don't know who starts first, but I know that, Ashley, you started about a week before we did. You know, yours was February 20th. Ours was March the 1st. 28 days in February, so it's 8 days. It's a little over a week and a day. And why you decided to do that, and because all these people that listen to this live and recording, they're all doing social media, but other than Jolynn, none of them have anything to compare it to. So why did you make this jump, this leap? And what do you think was the reason for your success? And then we'll talk about more about the specifics. But if you could just go over those things, I think it would be great to kick off this thing.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Buzz and Maureen. I'm honored to be on here with you guys. I love working with Buzz and Maureen, and I love working with your entire team. I do feel like we just gel. So many of my leaders I know are so connected to all of you, and it's so fun in New Skin to be connected with like-minded women and men where we can support each other. And even if we aren't financially tied at all, it's almost even better to sometimes bring people in and be coached and mentored by those people. So, Buzz, did you want us to tell a little bit of our story, or do you think that everyone? My mom told me today, don't assume everyone knows your story.
Yeah, no, I really think you should.
Okay.
I've told your story, but you know what? You need to tell it so they can hear really the struggles, what you went through, and how you overcame them. Because, you know, you worked 10 years. Your mother was, I mean, you had the example of never quitting, but you didn't quit and you just fought through the whole thing.
So, really, to be able to tell my story, my mom has to tell her story first. So, Mom, and like, are you there? I think you go in and out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, there you are. Okay. Well, I would love for you to kick it off, and then kind of like you did this morning, and then I'll take it from when I'm at college.
Okay, well, hi everyone. It's great to be with you. Buzz and Maureen are dear, dear friends. You guys are so lucky. I hope you count your lucky stars because you have the most incredible people to work with. Buzz and Maureen are, as you all knew, the most incredible people. High integrity, hardworking. I just love them. I love working with them. Anyway, back 1990, I just had a baby, and it was my third baby, and my best friend called up to talk to my husband, not even to talk to me. I wasn't even on the list. She called to talk to Ted. Ted was ready to hang up on her. I grabbed the phone. She didn't know I'd been crying myself to sleep at night, asking God for an opportunity where I could be a good mom and where I could have a business or, have success. I wanted to do something big in my life. I really wanted to do something great, and I didn't know what it was. So anyway, was introduced to New Skin, saw New Skin. I thought, wow, I've never done anything like this before, but I'm going to do it. Jumped in, and even though I got the New Skin. I don't know if my camera went away, or are you guys still there? Anyway,
I'm seeing you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so I struggled, as Buzz said, I struggled for 12 years in this business, and then I had a defining moment in 2003, and it's interesting how Ashley was 5 in 1990 when I started, and I had 2 boys, a 2-year-old and a newborn. All those kids saw for the entire time, those 12 years, was struggle. All those kids saw was failure after me trying to do whatever and failing, and over and over and over, they saw me fail. So when Ashley went to college, I had a little mini meltdown. If any of you have had your first go off to college, I was in the fetal position in her room as my parents drove her off to go to Oregon. We've always been really close. So it was like this new chapter in my life, and it kind of freaked me out. And that was the very time the company was launching the scanner. And so when I went up to the company to see this new technology, I pretty much was not feeling very good about myself. I was feeling like a big loser, and not like Buzz and Maureen, who were like, they became blue diamonds like their first year in the business. So they're already like, super duper stars. I'm feeling so bad in the audience, comparing myself to everyone and feeling horrific. But it was good for me to go there and feel bad, because I think you have to get emotional before you can actually have a transformation. And what happened to me that day was that I let myself really dig deep into my soul, and I discovered a part of me that believed that if God gave you a desire, that you somehow, some way had the ability to achieve it. And once I discovered that truth, I decided to make a change and that I was going to be 100% responsible for my success. And it didn't matter what the company did, the sideline did, didn't matter anything. It was going to be up to me. And I made a decision that changed my life. The other important part of that is I made that decision, and I also decided to be joyful. And this is important. I mean, I was going to surrender to do whatever it took to be successful, but I was also going to do it joyfully. And I think that's an important piece of it. So I left that conference. I went to town, and from there, as Buzz said, it took me 3 years to get to Team Elite. So Ashley's away at college, seeing this go on. She's like, what is going on with Mom, you know? And so anyway, then I'll have Ashley pick it up from there. So 2006, I'm named Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. I hit Team Elite. I'm so excited. Oh, wait, let me go back, because this is an important piece of the story. I came home from the conference in 2003 after I'd made my defining moment, and I was so excited, you guys. I was so excited. It's like flying home from a conference. You don't even need an airplane. I'm so excited. So I get home and I'm like, honey, guess what? I'm so excited. I'm going to do New Skin full time. I'm going to get out of my consulting jobs. I'm going to go resign. I had 2 consulting jobs. I was making a lot of money. I was pretty much making, the money that paid for a lot of our lifestyle. And my husband almost had a heart attack, as you can well imagine. And I couldn't believe that. I was like, you don't get mad at me that I was going to do it full time. And then I'm like, Ashley, guess what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do New Skin full time. And she's like, oh, no, Mom, no, not New Skin. Because all she had seen her whole life is me suffer and not do it, really. So when she finally saw me, she's away in college, and she saw me become a Team Elite and be named Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. And I'm going to turn it over to her, and she can tell her story from there.
Thanks, Mom. So, 2002, graduated from high school, then went to a small private college in Oregon. I knew I wanted to study sports broadcasting. I love everything about sports. I love almost all sports, and that's what I thought I wanted to do. And junior year of college, 2005, I sat down with one of my advisors, and she said, Ashley, to be successful in sports broadcasting, you're going to have to go to a small town, you're going to make no money, and you're going to have barely any free time. Well, I was born and raised in San Diego, so I just wanted to go back to San Diego and interview the Chargers that were in San Diego at the time, interview the LA Lakers. I mean, I just wanted to interview all these places in Southern California, and I just was thinking to myself, okay, I don't know if that's really what I want. And I went home that night to my apartment, and I started to journal. I love to journal. I love to write down all my my thoughts. And what I started to do is I started to journal my dreams and what I really wanted my life to look like. And I realized to be a really successful businesswoman, and to me that meant 2 things. It meant, one, making a lot of money to have financial and time freedom, but I really wanted to make a huge difference in the world. I knew ever since I was a little girl that I was meant to impact the world in a very, very big way. And more than anything, I wanted to be a wife and a mother. So I wanted to have it all. And I had this light bulb come, and it was like, okay, this is what's going to happen is I'm going to, New Skin is the only business vehicle that I know of that can take me from 21 graduating from college to that dream. And so I called my mom and I said, when I graduate next year, I want to be mentored by you. I want to work with you. Now, she had never once said that this is something you have to do. This is something you're going to want to do. It was just that what really happened is when I look back at it, because my mom went for her dreams, it made me realize that I could go for my dreams. And even more importantly, it showed me a business vehicle that I could actually do that would help me get there. So in 2006, I started working with her. And, at that time, she was like the story of New Skin. Lapis for 13 years, like never quit, persistence, like now Team Elite, fastest growing team like in the world. It was like an insane story. So all these people all around the world wanted her to go there and speak. And so she would take me with her. And I just constantly was like, heard her story, like time after time after time. And there's two biggest points to her story that I would think about. And the first one was that the only way you can fail in this business is if you quit. And I believed her, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm not going to be the one that quits on the gal that kept through it all. I'm going to figure it out. Like I can figure this out. And so I knew that I would never quit. Got started in 2006. Highest pin title had been Ruby. I've been Lapis a million times, Gold a million times, Executive a million times. But what happened is in 2015, I married the love of my life, Doug, and right away I got pregnant. Now, this was the same year I heard about the girls in the UK, and I heard about them creating a simple social media system with one product, our whitening toothpaste. And honestly, I was super judgmental. I thought to myself, Facebook would never be used for business because Facebook was created when I was in college for people to connect and stay connected personally, not on like a business level. And also, I thought there's no way they're going to build a big business with a $20 product. Like, impossible. Well, in the summer of 2016, I heard that both of these girls had become a part of the $1 million circle, meaning they made over $1 million in commission. So I thought to myself, okay, not only is it working, but it's working fast. And that summer of 2016, those two girls came over to the U.S. to teach about 5 of the leaders here in the U.S. how to do the system. Well, I was supposed to be one of those leaders to learn it, but instead of learning the system, I had my son on August 31st, 2016, and I went into a full-blown, I call it my new mom fog, but it was definitely a part of postpartum depression. And looking back, now that I'm out of it, I had the beautiful, like, happiness and joy of being the mother, of having this beautiful little boy. But I had this deep, deep sadness and almost like regret of that I wasn't the successful businesswoman. Like, I knew I was meant for more. I knew I could do more. I knew I could be successful at this business. And for 6 months, it was like this inner battle. And so I was sad all the time, and I was comparing myself, and I was constantly in like a dark place. And I'm a super happy, positive, uplifting person, so it was a hard place to be in. And what happened is on February 20th, 2017, one of the leaders who learned the system called me, and she said, Ashley, this is working. It's working really fast. Like, what are you waiting for? You love this business. You love this company. You love these products. You love social media. Like, what are you doing? And I got off the phone with her, and I dropped the phone, and I had a full meltdown. I am talking like huge, just like tears streaming down my face. It was kind of an out-of-body experience. And I called my mom first, and then I called my husband, and I said, that's it. I said, I'm going to be okay with being a beginner again. That I'm going to stop comparing myself to other people. That I'm going to let go of it doesn't matter what other people say or think about me. That I'm going to get rid of the story that I had failed in this business for 11 years and I was just an executive. And then I was finally going to listen to my mom's second biggest piece of advice, that I was going to be willing to do whatever it took. And I think that they heard something in my voice that day that had been different than any other day. And I truly was going to be willing to do whatever it took. And on February 20th, 2017, with 0 people on my team, I had customers, and I was barely hitting the 2,000 mark. I said, I'm doing this. I'm posting. I'm just gonna go for it. And my first goal was to qualify for the Iceland Success Trip. Now, the old way of qualifying before South Africa. So for Iceland, I had to become an emerald. Now, I had done this business for 11 years. In 11 years, I had never done it. And in 45 days, I had to become an emerald. And I sat down with my mom, and she said, "What do you want?" And I said, "I want to go to Iceland." And she said, "Okay, I know you think it's impossible, but can you just hold on to faith and the belief that it is possible?" And I remembered, okay, I said I was going to be willing to do whatever it takes. And so I said, yes, I can hold on to that belief. And I created 2 things within the month of March. The first thing is that I was going to sign up 1 new person a day, and I was going to sign them up for free, and I was going to have them post on social media about the toothpaste. Second, I was going to have a list of things that I was going to do throughout the day. I was going to do that entire list, and then when I got to the end of the day, I was going to do one more thing, and then I was going to do one more thing on top of that, and then I was going to do one more thing on top of that, and then I was going to keep going and do one more thing on top of that, until I was so tired that I would literally go to sleep crying because I was in physical pain. I was emotionally tired. And on March 31st, which is my mom's birthday, I became an emerald and I qualified for Iceland. And I was the only person on my team to qualify for Iceland. And I just kept the ball rolling. I said, I'm going to just keep doing the consistent things that I know I need to do with this simple system. It's still the same simple system that's working today. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about that. But like Buzz said, I became a Blue Diamond November of 2017. I've helped 5 people reach Blue Diamond. So I went from Iceland, where it was just me. South Africa, I had 16 people on my team in South Africa. For Bermuda, I had 25 people on the cruise. I had 25 people, and in Ireland, I had 24 people qualified on the success trip. So, and then last year, I was Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. So I just want you guys to know that we're just getting started here in the U.S. And while all these other teams decide to go do whatever it is that they're going to do, the ones that are clear and focused and have a simple system that can be duplicated and duplicated fast are the ones that are going to win. They're the ones that are going to capture the market here in the U.S. And I know with every single part of my being that it is our simple system that sets us apart from everyone else. And it is this simple system that is going to help you get you to where you want to go. If you're struggling in your business, it probably has to do with something inside rather than outside. And I've seen it time and time again that the second the business gets hard, people want to blame the system. And what I realized is that if we look inward of how can I get better, what is it that I need to do to grow as a person, as a leader, as a mentor, as a friend, and when you walk into that and you realize that the system is perfect, that it's us that have to grow. We have to be better leaders. We have to be better at recruiting. We have to be better at social media. If you realize that and you surrender to it, that's when things start to lock in and like the magic starts to happen. And so I don't know, Buzz, if you want to ask us a question.
Oh my gosh. I know these stories. I've heard these stories, but as I was listening to them, and I was moved again, as I've been moved over the years by your stories, is the question that I started thinking, if I was someone newer in the business, you've been in the business now for almost a decade and a half, and your mother for 3 decades, but you both got a defining moment. So what I would like to both of you, because I think I didn't expect to go over this, but I think it's so critical, and that is, how does Eileen, how do you go from never really breaking out and being down there to make this defining moment? And Ashley, the same thing with you. You had hit a wall. I mean, there was nothing other than your mother. There was nothing that said that you could do it. You didn't experience that you could do it. And Eileen, I'd like to go with you first. I mean, 13 years at Lapis, what gave you the right to think that you could do it? Because you had been there for so long, you're the Lapis queen.
Yes, I was, Buzz. I was. And, one of the things I did was I tried to really dig inside. Like Ashley said, we have to keep looking inside because our answers, we all have believe it or not, this might be new information for you guys. We have our own answers. We actually have our own answers. So I just was digging deep into my soul. And I uncovered my greatest fear. And it wasn't the fear of speaking, although that was a big one. It wasn't the fear of failure, the fear of success, or the fear. My biggest fear is to go to my deathbed and have regret. I'm telling you guys, when I uncovered that, it's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is to die without doing what I'm supposed to do on this planet. Okay, so like I really, from a very early age, believed that maybe it's because I would go to church. My parents, I would talk to God. I was like, I really felt like I'm supposed to do something with my life. Like I never thought that my life was like a casual thing. Like I really always had that belief. I hope all of you guys have that belief, because I believe that each and every one of us has been given that seed. It's whether or not we actually water that seed. But anyway, so once I discovered my biggest fear, Buzz, I knew I had to conquer it. And because I didn't want to go to my deathbed, and none of us know if today's our last day, quite frankly, right? I couldn't stand the regret anymore of not doing it. Like I couldn't stand the excuses anymore. Like I had so many excuses of why I wasn't successful. But here's the thing. You talked about a defining moment, and I'm going to tell you what held me back for 13 years. I thought I was all in, but I wasn't. I still entertained doubt. That it wasn't going to happen for me for whatever reason. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to commit to this. You have to be so certain of your success that every day you act like the book's already been written and you already know the next chapters of the book. It's like a done deal. Like it's so certain. Like that's how you have to act. And this is a mental game. This is a 100% mental game, because each and every one of you that's on this call or Zoom or whatever we're on, I don't know, can do this. You can do this, but you have to get so certain of your success that literally if you become a hot knife in butter, and it's so different than being 90% in with 10%, you're not in because you have doubts. So if that's where you're at, you need to fix that. But that's what happened with me.
It's amazing. I watched you all those years as Lapis. And
yes, you did.
And it was you and Grace, walking together, and Grace was doing well, and to this day, somewhere, somehow, you pulled inside of what you believe that I'm telling you on the outside, for what we had seen 13 years before, didn't think you were capable of it. I mean, I think if you ask most anybody on the outside looking, so it's you saw something in yourself that other people didn't see in you, and that's to me. I still get goosebumps thinking about where you were for all those years, why you didn't quit, and how do you turn around and become Blue Diamond? Not an easy task when everything in your brain and anybody's brain, my brain, would say you're not worthy, you're not good enough. So somehow,
See, I thought, what I uncovered was that I had a paradigm, which is a belief. And it wasn't so much that I was not worthy, but my belief, my paradigm that was running me was actually a paradigm about this business, this industry. Because I'd been raised my mom and dad were entrepreneurs, but they were more traditional entrepreneurs. So I had a belief that network marketing was really not for, wasn't for people like me, right? Because I was, I could get, I could do big things. That's what I always knew I was capable. I I didn't have a question of being capable. I really believe a lot in my capacity to do things, but I did have a weird paradigm that I uncovered about network marketing. And I thought that like I got new skin, like I got it, like I got the logic of it, I got the comp plan, I got the pieces, but the paradigm was driving me. So if you guys want to know, Alan McGow taught me how to change a paradigm. You guys want to know? It's weird. It might be kind of weird for you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. It's so cool, and it actually works. So if you have a belief system, so I discovered that I really hated, and here's how you know you hate something. I was embarrassed to tell people I was in network marketing. I was embarrassed. So I would do all kinds of recruiting or whatever, but I did it more in a professional way. I did it in a way that didn't look like a network marketer. I just was embarrassed. Like I felt weird. If I said I'm in network marketing, so I knew I had a problem. So the way that if you have something like that you uncover, and it may even be about yourself, like it may be about your capabilities or your worthiness or whatever, you have to start telling yourself the opposite. And the best way to do that is to scream it in the shower. Okay, this was the little secret that Alan told me, and I don't know. There must be something about water, but it's weird. Like if you shout, so I started to shout. Of course, Ted thought I was really bizarre, but I would start to shout in the shower. I love network marketing. Like I'd be in the shower, like going crazy. Like I love network marketing. And it didn't take very long. This is the other weird thing. It didn't take very long for my paradigm to change. And the way that you know your paradigm changes is the way that you feel when you talk about it. So I would notice that I'd be like, yeah, I am in network marketing. You know how Nathan would always say, how it's the greatest business in the world, and all of a sudden I was like, yeah. And then, you know how another way you can find out where your paradigms are is what's coming at you as an objection. So I would always guess what objection I would always get? The network marketing objection, because it was my problem. That's why I would get that objection. We're like little mirrors. It's like our problem that's coming back to us. So I knew I'd handled it. When I stop, I never get that objection anymore. So if you want to change a paradigm, that's a quick way to do it. And you have to find out what's driving you. You have to find out what belief systems are running you. Is it a belief system that, there's not enough money? Is it a belief system that we're in a competitive world and, if that person's winning, then I can't win? There's so many belief systems that can keep you back, hold you back in this business. Because this business is truly the greatest gift in the world. We're in a completely abundant situation here. We don't have to compete with anyone but ourselves. Okay? We just have to be the best self that we can be.
Amazing. Okay, so let's talk about, Ashley, if you want to add to that, but why do you think that the social media works so well for you after 10 years or so, working so hard, and not having success? I know the answer, but I want to hear from you, because you watched your mom, and you all of a sudden you see this and you go for it and you blow it up.
Yes. So, the only thing I would add to what my mom said with all of that and having the defining moment is, something changed for me deep down inside when I had my son. And I realized that the greatest gift my mom ever gave me was the gift of her going for her dreams, because it opened up the world and the possibility of that I could go for my dreams. and in realizing, my biggest dream of having it all, and that the greatest life I could give my son was by truly going for my dream. It kind of like unleashed this whole, like, I really don't care about anybody else except for creating that dream life for myself and for my husband and our kids. And it was like nothing else mattered. Now, not that I don't care about people. It was that I was going to have no excuses, and I wasn't going to let what other people said, hold me back. I think for so long I held on to what people thought about me or what I was doing, that it held me back in a certain sense. And so, also what held me back is for 11 years, I was super confused about what direction or what product or what technology to talk about. I mean, when my mom got started in this, when she went full-time in Nu Skin, she was pretty much only talking about the Pharmanex scanner, and it was this simple story. She would run around with the scanner, which I think is one of the hardest things you could ever do. And by the time I got out of college, it was like, oh my God, that window of opportunity was kind of, almost closed up, in the sense that, there were a niche of people doing it, and I didn't really find my groove. And I just had been praying of, how can I teach this in a simple way, and how can I do something, and how can it be about one product? And I like wanted that, and I felt like Nu Skin could never be that because it was hundreds of products. And I know this may sound really, really weird, but I almost became too good at presenting and meeting with people. And people thought to themselves, I can't do what Ashley does. I can't learn from Ashley. And so it was like all this experience of like learning through my failures led me to, when I had the open mind of the girls in the UK, and I heard about what they did, and I said, okay, how can we make it here for the US? How can I do it for my team? And I said, I'm going to make it so simple that any person of any background could know exactly what to do, that you get started for free, that you post before you even sign up, you post on social media and you make money. And I literally would spoon feed people so little information that some people would be like, wait, what's next? What do I say when people ask this? And so I made it so simple that anyone could do it. And I believe where I excelled is I took my knowledge of the old school way of doing it, which I would consider my mom and Buzz the old school way of doing it. I learned from the old school way of doing it, and what I did is I brought that into the online. So what I did is I would set up phone calls with my friends or social media friends of a 10-minute phone call, and I would get them on the phone, and I would say the same 3-minute story, I say today, and it was pretty much just the girls in the UK and then my story within that, and how it's simple, it's free to get started, it's fun. You make pretty much $10 a tube of toothpaste, and, are you ready to join us? And it was so simple that literally almost 100% of the phone calls I was on, and I'm still on to this day, the majority of people want to sign up. And I believe that what happens is, human nature. The longer you're in this, the harder of a mental game it is, because you think that, you've run out of contacts. You think that everyone knows about the toothpaste. And so it's more of a mental game of like your perception than like what is reality. Like reality is, you guys, there's billions of people on Facebook. The reality is that not your neighbor probably doesn't even know about the whitening toothpaste or Nu Skin. And so it's like you have to fight for what you want every single day. And that's why my mom said you have to get so tied to why you're doing this business that you drown out the world and your own perception of what's going on. And then you focus on why you're doing this, and then you just do the consistent things that you need to do. And the beauty in that is that if you just keep doing the consistent things, what happens is people and things come into your life that you can't even explain. But it's that people don't do those consistent things, so they don't see the results. So they blame it on Facebook algorithms. They blame it on that everyone's seen the toothpaste. They blame it on the company changed this, the company did that. And when we realize that it's none of that, that it's all like, it's almost a freeing experience to know that we are 100% responsible for what's been created in our life and in this business. And so if you take like 100% responsibility, I promise you, you will get to where you want to go if you just never quit, because you're going to figure it out. But try not to complicate it. You have to make it simple. You have to stick to one product when it comes to the business because of duplication. And I believe and I know that this is the way to see the success. I know that this is the way to launch the US to 1 billion. And, I'm just fired up, Buzz. So I don't know if you have any more questions or anything else you want me to talk about.
Well, and you and your mom, Jolene and myself, we have just stayed so true to the toothpaste for the exact same reasons that you said. Network marketing can get so confusing, and you said something early on to me that you really recruited so many moms with children. And you just said that these moms, I've learned so many things from you, Ashley. You said that moms are so darn busy. When you add one more thing for them to learn, they slow down. So I just said, okay, that's really helped me understand why the toothpaste was working, because of the simplicity, and we kept the system so simple. So walk through that for everybody, because everybody's looking for the next shiny object. And when you start doing that, you take your eye off of, because you outfished your pond, as I shared with your team. So walk through that.
So, the simple, when I had my son and the first 6 months, I told my mom there were days I had to decide, did I want to drink my coffee in peace or take a shower? Did I want to go to the bathroom or eat? And so to think of doing, one more thing or one more product, it was like, oh my gosh, my brain's going to explode. And so for that simple reason, it was why I was like, you know what, let's stick to the simple system. And I have found that it is the greatest way to find, to discover yourself, to go on a personal development journey, because I promise you that the second things get tough, we think that if we add in another product, that's the answer. And I'm telling you right now that is not the answer. The answer is that there's probably something going on that you need to work through on a personal development standpoint, on a mindset standpoint. And if you focus harder on that than you do on kind of, going to the next shiny object or the next product, I feel like you'll be more successful in your business. Now, we're all in this business to be our own business owners. So, you guys can decide what it is that you want to do. This is just what I've seen throughout my entire team. And the people that are the most successful on my team are the people who have stuck to just toothpaste on their personal pages. And I've taught that if they want to do other products, to have a beauty page or a beauty group, or to do it through stories. But the reason it's so important to stick to just the toothpaste on your personal page is because you're constantly going to be getting new friends. You're constantly going to be getting shout outs. You're constantly going to add new people to your pond and go to new ponds. And they're only going to see your life and that there's simple toothpaste posts here and there. And so for a recruiting standpoint and a duplication standpoint, that's why there's so much power in the sticking to the one product. And my mom might be able to talk more about that, because she's super passionate about this as well, and she has many more years on me in this business. Mom, are you?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Yes, and I 100% agree. And Buzz, with your background too with franchising, it's like, finally when you see a system that works, the key is just to keep it going. And, we don't have all the rules and regulations that a franchise does, that you could, make people do it. we have a bunch of volunteers. We have a volunteer army, which that's our, one of our challenges in the business is just, you can't, you don't want to tell people what to do, or direct them to do. We don't want to be their boss. We're not their boss. But we're telling you from our experience what we're seeing as the reason that it's working, we believe, is because of the simplicity, like Ashley said, and the duplication. Because our business is about duplication more than it is about selling a bunch of products. Yes, sales are important. We all sell, products, but it's really the attraction, marketing, and getting people to want to join a business. That's how you're going to have a big team.
So I do want to talk about this because I'm super passionate about this, and I just did a 12-minute video for my team, and if you could ever see my team videos, I kind of like shout and scream, and I'm really excited, and sometimes people think I'm like a preacher, but I'm not. But I'm really passionate about this topic, and I want you guys to know the difference between a social influencer and our business, because there's a big difference, like a huge difference. I want you guys to understand this, and I'm very passionate about this. A social influencer is someone who is like a blogger about something, whether it be beauty products or fashion or a mom guru. And within that blog, they then are tied to Facebook or Instagram. They find out a way to have a gazillion followers. They post about products and they get commission or free products based on what they post. The second they stop working, the day they decide they're tired of having to be perfect and post these pretty pictures and all this, the second they stop, where does their income go? It goes to zero. Zero. We are not social influencers. I consider myself a social team builder. I am building a team so that I can have leverage, because this is the key difference. In our business, we have leverage. We teach people how to build a simple business through a simple system, and it creates financial freedom and time freedom. But the way that that's available for us is because of leverage. Mm-hmm. Social influencers are there to sell a lot of stuff, and it's all about them. Our business, it's not all about us. It's about helping as many people as we can, and in the process, we are successful. And so I want you guys to understand that this business is about being real. It's about being authentic. It's about helping people. And so I'm just so passionate about how many people can I help have their dream life. And this is the business and the vehicle to do it. And it's all about, helping people create freedom. And through that, it's through the leverage of what we have within this business.
Very well said, and I just wrote that down, social team builder. And we have talked about this for now 2.5 years, is that you're either a product seller or you're a business builder. And you can do both, but if you choose one or the other and you want to build a business, it's not going to be selling product. I learned this early on, and I remember Nathan, I would say, it's pretty simple. It's all about you using a little bit, teaching others to use a little bit, but to recruit others and teach them to do the same thing over and over. So that's so powerful. Now we're going to go about another 5 minutes because we started about 5 minutes, about that time, about an hour ago. So I want to make sure, so I just would like, we talked a little bit about the system, and you said you follow the whole system. I think, Eileen, you had talked about you got to surrender to the system. You can't do part of the system. You have to do the whole thing. And I think, Ashley, when we were talking a couple weeks ago, because some of your team members were getting off of the simple wagon, and we talked about that. So what do you tell people when they break up? Because a lot of times they think, you're the problem or you're being mean, but you've done it. Your mom has done it, and we've seen so many times how people fail. The importance of doing the whole system and surrendering it, because that's what you are focusing on, and we talk about. So could you what does that all mean to a newer person?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that, my mom can talk after the thing that I've realized is that, I'm like an umbrella of, I see the entire team of my team, like what's going on. So I see the people that are sticking to the toothpaste. I see the people that are posting about other products or doing other types of things through the system. And the people that are really successful are the people that are sticking to the simple toothpaste. Now, my conversations with some of my leaders that have wanted to do it another way I have some pretty real conversations with them that's sometimes not fun and pretty. But one of the things is, what would I have to gain from sticking to a system if it's not working? Like, I want you guys to know that. Like, my husband does this with me full time. So this is what puts the food on the table for my kids. If this system was not working, do you think that I would still be talking about this system? I don't think so, because I don't care about being right. I care about being rich. I care about being like having freedom and food on the table for my kids. And so it's, it's kind of sometimes it's a hard conversation. And also I've learned some hard ways, but you guys have to realize that every single person in this business and in life is on their journey. And sometimes people have to go through things and it's not going to be pretty, and sometimes they don't want to listen to you. And what I've realized is that the only way that I can help them is like truly loving them, but like letting them go. Meaning like I love them, but they have to go through what they're going to go through. They know that I'm here to help them and support them in any way that they need. But they're on their journey. They're going through whatever it is that they're going through. And if they need me, they know I'm here. And it's okay. Sometimes we want to hold on to people so tight because we think that's the person that's going to get us to Blue Diamond, or that's the person that's going to get us to Diamond, or that's the 10,000K leg that's going to get us to Emerald. And it almost takes us out, even though it you would have gotten to Emerald so much quicker if you just let go of the energy of that person. Because sometimes life is happening to all of us, and sometimes you just have to let people go through their crap. And just realize that if you love them and you let them go, majority of time they figure out what it is they need to figure out. And they come back to you. And they come crawling back to you like you knew. Like you knew. And I was like, and you just kind of have to be like, I love you and I'm here. Like, let's do this. So I know I went on a tangent, Buzz, but it's just sometimes hard with a team full of women. There can just be a lot of like drama and a lot of like stuff because we go through stuff. I mean, as you know, Buzz, you have a daughter, you have a wife. We have stuff, and so I've just had to learn kind of the hard way. You just have to love people, and you have to see where they're at, and you have to help them with where they're at, but not be so tied to like what they're doing or not doing.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did. That's so perfect. Eileen, what would you like to add as we're closing up the call?
Well, Ashley pretty much nailed it. We've learned to just love people where they're at on their journey. Hey, I was a rebel. I get it. I probably wasn't the best follower. So I get it. I had to learn the hard way. It took me forever to get to Team Elite. The thing that we worry about is that people won't be as patient as we have been. It's much strong. Yeah, or strong. You just have to be a warrior. But if you just follow the system, if you just simply follow the system and surrender, and literally the people on our team that are following the system. And here's the other thing I want you guys to know is, I had another conversation. I won't mention the name, with another Team Elite who, and then they and I just keep getting validation from every which way that it's absolutely right now the fastest way to build a team, because it is so simple. So believe it or not believe it, but one way or the other you'll learn. But this is what we know, and we believe in, and we're sticking with it, and it's great. This market is just so ready. In fact, I have something interesting to tell you guys that I haven't told anyone actually. But I just found out today, because I have a big team in Latin America, all over Latin America, and I just found out today that that last month, AP24 was the #1 product in Mexico.
Oh boy!
Now that's interesting because they were very, to Mexico, and it's AP24. So anyway, this is fun, you guys. This is so fun, but we so appreciate partnership with you guys.
To know. I mean, I know sometimes it's hard because the messaging from the company can be all about the Lumi spa and the facial spa, and it's like every which way of, oh my God, now we've got pre-workout. And I mean, I'm excited. I want you guys to know, you have to be a product of the product. Like be on all the products of New Skin and talk about them word of mouth, like your friends and family know all about it. But as far as the business, you stick to the toothpaste. And I want you to know that I've been on the phone with the company multiple times within the last week, and they understand our system. They love our system. They support our system. So I want you guys to know that this is crucial for us moving forward. This is crucial for us hitting $1 billion in the U.S. And I just want you to know that we have that support and that backing, even though sometimes it may not seem it, because the Lumi Spa is the bright and shiny object that they dangle in front of all of our faces. And I just wanted you guys to know that, because it's been something that's been huge for me this last week and my team, is that I truly believe that the company has our back, and that, you know, they are with us and support our system 100%.
So in closing, how long, Eileen and Ashley, are you going to stay on this toothpaste train?
I mean, years. Years. I'm gonna take over the U.S. and then I can get back to you.
I don't know, Buzz. How long do people want white teeth? Is there an age? Is there an age where they start to want yellow teeth? I don't know. I don't think so. No. I don't think so. I know. It's so funny when your mother-in-law, who's 90, she's 93, Ash. Mom, I want some of that toothpaste. I think it's hilarious. I mean, all of my relatives that never bought a product for me, like my whole life, my uncle, my my mother-in-law, it's pretty funny. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. So we're going to ride the toothpaste train for a long time.
Me too. And like Grace, your good friend, says, I'm going to ride that pony until the legs give out. So, and that pony seems to got a lot more legs than it. So, well, listen, I want to respect your time. You know, you kept me through that hour last week because I had another call. So, thank you. You are two special ladies in our lives, Maureen and mine, and we are always so grateful to be part of working together, believing in each other, same philosophies. We have a strong faith, and we just do things together. And I can't wait to see you both in Utah. So thank you. And you're going to send us a copy of this, or
I
you not, Ashley?
Lindsay recorded it, or someone's recording it on their computer.
I think, Stacy did.
Okay, Stacy.
All right.
Okay.
So thank you.
Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.
God bless you. Okay, bye-bye.